How you guys doing today? Doing all right? It's a great pleasure and honor to be on stage today. And I'm going to start off with a question. Is that okay with you guys? And the question is, can you please raise your hand if you're currently facing an obstacle or you just overcame one? All you guys' hands should be up. All you guys' hands should be up, right? Because if we're not in a storm, we either just got out of a storm or we're headed into a storm. So today, I'm going to discuss with you guys overcoming obstacles and reaching self-fulfillment. And when we think of obstacles, we think of things that are trying to hurt us, hinder us, slow our greatness down, and stop us from reaching the next level in our lives. And when we're faced with obstacles, we say things like this: why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. I should not be going through this. I should not be experiencing this. This isn't fair. However, an obstacle isn't just an obstacle. An obstacle is also an opportunity. And a challenge isn't just a challenge. A challenge also is a vehicle for change so we can grow. So let me tell you about the 5 stages of grief. The first stage is the now. This is the stage where we do not want to accept anything. Nope, it's not my fault. No, she didn't break up with me. I didn't fail that class. I didn't get fired. I didn't get evicted. No way, I'm not accepting it. No, it's not my fault. I don't care. The second stage is anger and rage. This is a stage where we get...
Everybody's facing struggles, it's all in how you react. Take a deep breath, take a second to relax. In this simulation, gotta keep this train on track. Couldn't hear me at first, I was way in the back. Now I stand out in the front, try my best to counteract the negativity so that we can have a chance. Now I'm center stage, I will sit out in the stands. I can't give out instructions, I can only recommend. They can come from the heart, but they only just pretend. It's either that or they want you in that boat they in. Show you a better way, that's the offer I extend. We will see better days, but it all start from within. It's just to hide the pain, biggest smile on my face. Let me slow it down, it's the calm before the wave. Hotter than a tailpipe, hit the track and go insane. Every time I hit the court, I'm the player of the game, I'm him.
So furious and mad, we are ready to go off on somebody. And the third stage is bargaining. In this stage, we start to feel guilty.
It's the hide the pain, biggest smile on my face. Let me slow it down, it's the calm before the wave. Hotter than a tailpipe, hit the track and go insane. Every time I hit the court, I'm the player of the game, I'm him.
What if I was just nicer to this person? What if I just worked a little harder? What if I just listened? And the fourth stage is depression. This is a stage where we recognize and realize the obstacle as is. We recognize and realize the challenge as is. However, we're not strong enough to face it. Now this fifth stage, acceptance, my favorite stage. The reason why this is my favorite stage is because when we accept the truth about our lives, and when we accept the obstacles and the challenges that we're faced with,
birds of a feather, man, they known to flock together. My floor be so cold, don't forget to grab a sweater. If you look from my eyes, guaranteed the crowd ripper. I didn't make the list, cause my style's something different. I can only be me, I don't do it for an image. Every verse that I drop, man, they classify as frigid. I didn't fit in, they don't want me on the premise. Remember that respect is earned, not given. I feel like Master P, have a hard time seeing limits. I turn on the fan, it get hot in the kitchen. This the beginning, it's a ways till we finish. I keep praying for a change while we fighting for a difference. Like a lighthouse in the storm, depend on me to see. When we take a look around, realize we have the creed. I never been to Memphis, but our outcome looking bleak. I took over the game, that's with no apologies. I'm him.
We are now ready to take it on. So standing on this stage today, for 3.5 years, I struggled with alcohol abuse.
Like a lighthouse in the storm, depend on me to see. When you take a look around, realize we have the creed. I never been to Memphis, but our outcome looking bleak. I took over the game, I have no apologies. I'm him.
And by my third semester of graduate school, the faculty and staff had a meeting about me, and I was on the verge of getting kicked out the program. I was going to class high, drunk, sleeping in class, not really caring about much. I had a conversation with my professors who gave me a 70 on the paper. It was my final essay, and I went to her office. I said, "Ma'am, I did everything you asked me to do. Why a 70? She said, "Well, you missed this thing, you missed this thing." I'm like, okay. So we reviewed it, and she ended up giving me an 80. And that 80 led to me getting a 69.5 in the class, which was a C, guys, right? And that C led to me getting placed on academic probation, but only under 2 conditions. The first condition is that I had to repeat 2 classes in graduate school. And the second condition was I had to redo a whole nother year. I'm like, okay, well, let's get it. So my first semester of graduate school, I'm in class, one of the classes that I repeated, and my colleague looks at me. She said, "Brian, you always sit in the front of class, and you're always so excited to work." She said, "Brian, aren't you excited to graduate and be done with school?" And I paused for a second. And I looked at her and I said, "I'm actually not graduating this year. I'm actually graduating with you." And she was lost for words. And in that moment, guys, I felt really embarrassed. Have you guys ever been embarrassed like that before? Ever? Nobody's been embarrassed before? Wow, y'all just some great people, huh? Right, you're not human beings? Really? Right? But now that I think about it, that embarrassment led to my empowerment. In my last year of grad school, I made all A's, presidential list, got a scholarship from the TL Temple Foundation in Lufkin, Texas, and everything's feeling good. I'm going to graduate my master's degree, be the first person in my family to ever do it. However, 3 months prior before I graduate, something happens. My last grandmother passes away from cancer. And guys, when that happened, I really didn't know how to express myself. Really didn't. I was lost for words. But now that I think about it and I reflected on it, I still feel uneasy about it, because if I would have handled my business and done what I was supposed to do the first year around,
I can, we live in America. I stayed to the end, now my goals are tangible. Why should we stay right here, man? We need to level up. They say time out of pocket, but I'm not scrambling. Them boys toast with a side of scrambled eggs. Hope the wind don't blow, cause I'm right here on the edge. I chose to stay true, I'm the only one that's left. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but he had a lot of help, man, what I'm trying to say. He ain't do it by himself. When I stepped out on my own, man, they put me on the shelf. When I was at my lowest, I remember how it felt. The ones that win in life is the ones that can adapt. When I'm looking at the ocean, I see blood in the waves. Step by step, we done came a long way. Got a long way to go, every day's a long day. We move real fast, but we go the wrong way, for real.
I would have graduated when she was alive. And even though she wasn't there in May of 2016, when I got my master's degree,
when I look in the ocean, I see blood in the wave. Step by step, we done came a long way. Got a long way to go, every day's a long day. We move real fast, but we go the wrong way, for real.
The first person in my family to ever do it, I felt as though she was there in spirit. So I go home and I'm feeling good about myself. I'm on the job hunt. I said, let's go. Got a master's degree. I'm 25. I'm young. I'm fly. I'm handsome. I said, okay, let's get a job, right? So I landed a job, but they said, well, we can't start you until August 2016. So previously before the job,
They hassle me, there's no way that they're stopping me. Brand new style, I display premium artistry. The devil's always busy because he see the God in me. I put pen to paper, the outcome is so astonishing. I'm the hottest rapper, put an end to all the arguments. My mama say to me, well, you better use your common sense. They tell you one thing and it's really just the opposite. They not seeing me, past them boys some binoculars. It's a big deal, about the size of a rhinoceros. When I hit the beat, I transform just like Optimus. They call me just in time, cause the need for me was obvious. They tried to keep me down, but I came out victorious. There's sharks in the water, you might wanna be aware. When you look on the surface, it look like it's nothing there. Stick your foot in that water and you might just lose a limb. You never see it coming, they not coming up for air. It's deep.
I took the license down. This was my first time taking the license master's of social work exam. And guys, I'm not sure about you guys, but have you ever been really confident, right, for a job interview, for a test?
There's sharks in the water, you might wanna be aware. When you look on the surface, it look like it's nothing there. Stick your foot in that water and you might just lose a limb. You never see it coming, they not coming up for air. It's deep.
Even for a first date, right? I got really confident, I studied hard, and I went in, I sat down, I read the questions, I said, no way, this cannot be the test. And I failed the test by 22 questions. God, I bombed it, right? So I continued working my regular job, my state job, feeling pretty excited about myself, right? Getting salary pay, no more hourly pay. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try again. So I try again in November, but this time I take a 2-day class at UTA and I get more curriculum to study over. And this time I take the test, I'm feeling more confident, I'm feeling more bold, and more brave. But I press submit. When I pressed submit, it said failed. I said, you gotta be kidding me, man. But here's the crazy thing, guys. When I went in the lobby and I got my paper, it said you failed by 2 questions. I was heated. I literally said some inappropriate words. I did. I kicked the chair, I punched the wall, and the lady working there said, sir, is everything okay? I said, ma'am, no, I failed by 2 questions. Guys, does that bother you guys when people can clearly see you're not okay and they ask you, are you okay? Doesn't that bother you? You can see I'm mad, right? So I continue working my state job some more, and I try again March 2017. And this time, I'm feeling the same as the last time. And I take the test, and I press submit. And it says you failed. So I failed the license exam all 3 times. I said, well, Brian, I'll never have a private practice. I'll never be a licensed social worker in Texas. I'm just a failure. Yep, Brian, you're a failure. That's what it is. That's the facts. However, the next day, I consulted with my mom. And my mom said, son, it's just a test. It's not the end of the world. She said, maybe there's something greater in store for you. She said, what about the motivational thing you do? She said, son, don't you remember when you spoke to your cousin's high school to over 250 seniors and they loved you? And you posted up on Facebook about boss up and go get it? I said, yeah, Mom, you're right. I love that lady. Mom, raise your hand.